Concentrate power. You're in the Dogg Zone for an hour. Come on. You know the number. 1-900 hot dog. 1-900 hot dog. 1-900 hot dog. Yeah, 9,000.
Welcome to the Dogg Zone 9000, the official podcast of 1-900 Hot Dog, America's last comedy website. I'm Robert Brockway, a strong silent type of near legendary lethality, but perhaps ironically, I'm also afflicted with a rare character disorder. A strong sense of right and wrong. And with me is my co-host, strikingly beautiful, lean and agile, with beautiful eyes that match his long, deep brown hair. His supple agility and economy of movement recalls the lethal demeanor of a jungle predator. It's, of course, Sean Baby.
I rolled pretty good on those character traits. Hell yeah.
What else could I have been describing but you? And our guest today, no other podcast guest has racked up more confirmed kills against so many important targets. The legends say that he has never failed, at least not while he's working by himself, and in this case, the legends are correct. It's Tom Reimann.
I didn't realize I was going to be admitting to so many felonies today, but yeah, if that's what you need to call heroism these days, then sure.
They'll never prove any of them, because you were working alone.
It's true.
Where you never fail.
Legends say he likes to be alone. A lot of legends about lonely Tom Reimann over here.
Far too many.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us today.
Oh no, thank you. I was really excited to do it. When you guys started this series, I was like, I hope they're going to ask me.
Of course we're going to ask.
So I'm really glad to be asked. So thank you.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about your Curse Media origin story, but first, where can people find more from you, Tom?
Well, I co-run a podcast and streaming network with my buddy David Bell. We all used to work at Crack together. It's Gamefully Unemployed. You can find that at patreon.com/Gamefully Unemployed. But we also have loads of free shows as well, shows as well, that you can find wherever you listen to your podcasts. So please check that out.
Fantastic plug, Sean.
You know, you should go to 1-900hotdog.com, the very last comedy website. Support us at patreon.com/1900hotdog.
I, of course, am legally obligated to promote my new book. I Will Kill Your Imaginary Friend for $200. It comes out January 27th, 2026. I'm being told to say you can pre-order it from bookshop.org and use the code Robert15 for 15% off and an exclusive bonus short story. I don't know why I'm the promo code. I don't know. That strikes me as crazy. I guess because they can't put it as like kill friend.
It's a genuine laugh out loud when I was listening. That's so weird.
It's a weird one. At least, like, if you're gonna do the author's thing, do like the last name, I guess, would be less weird.
You don't do Stephen for Stephen King.
Yeah, why use your Grindr username?
Because I've been banned 14 times. I was there from the start. I was the very first Robert. Just buy the book, man.
And you work alone, so nobody can prove that you weren't.
It's a long story. The short version is I'm going to fucking jail if I don't sell enough copies of this book. And you know what I don't like to do alone? Ride a tandem bike and go to prison. That's right. I'm taking everyone with me. I have all the passwords for this site. I have compromat on everyone you love, and I'm going to take it all down. It's going down in flames unless you buy my book and save 1-900 Hot Dog, this podcast, everything you love. Save it all from me. Thank you.
Use promo code SeanBaby3 uncut.
And you do not get 15% off. You get the whole thing.
All three of it.
You keep saying compromat. Now I get why you got so upset when I unplugged my camera.
Yeah, man. What do you? This is about my.
Hey,
freedom
Tom
now.
stopped recording. What do you mean?
And like, I have it set up so that it records even if you don't tell it to. But when you unplug it, that thwarts me. It's like putting tape over the camera. It's like a grandma putting tape over the camera. All the hackers on the other side just going, "Damn it, she got us."
You remember when that was like the major obstacle in that one Shyamalan movie was that there was tape over the camera on the laptop? Did you guys see that one?
Which one was
The
that?
Visit. The Visit.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, okay. It's actually not bad, but I did point out one of the funny. I introduced you to it by pointing out one of the funnier things it does. So I may have ruined it.
I don't know. I've been introduced to a lot of Shyamalan movies by people saying it's actually not bad, and they were liars. They were filthy fucking liars. I like some of his early stuff, and The Happening is the best time I've ever had in a theater all alone.
Incredible.
On opening day, on premiere day. The only people in the theater, we were just allowed to heckle the movie the whole time. It was great.
Not enough people call out sad John Leguizamo dying. The lawnmower gets a lot of the credit.
Johnny
Not
Legs,
enough,
though.
Not enough for Johnny Legs being
Yeah,
sad.
the lawnmower got a Golden Globe for that.
And Johnny Legs got more sad.
They got to him in the crowd. So sad he got run over by a second lawnmower.
The lawnmower ran over him on its way up to the stage to get to the award.
Everybody clapped for the lawnmower. All right, today we're obviously talking about Tom's origin story. The first piece of media he remembers that taught him pop culture is made by real people who are often completely broken maniacs. And Tom, when I gave you that prompt, you brought us.
I brought Mutant Chronicles.
What the fuck is that?
It's this weird 90s gaming franchise that is best described as kind of dime store Warhammer 40K.
That's such a generous description.
That's the vibe it gave me.
In waves, really just pours off of it.
I don't know the dime stores would stock this. I don't know.
I like that was too generous.
Yes.
I almost said K-Mart, but I didn't want to disparage K-Mart.
Yeah, I'm not a big Warhammer guy, but this did seem like had the same bummer tone of it, like a universe born of heavy metal and loneliness.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like Warhammer, but just with like no talent behind it. And when I say this impression I get, I mean like instantly the second I saw one of their books, and then like it never changed.
Yes, if anything, it did convince me, the more I delved deeply into this, that I was more right than I could have possibly been.
Yeah.
Like, it just, like, as you get into, like, the in-depth lore of the world, you're like, so it's all just, like, lonely sadness all the way down.
Right.
Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun.
It is. It's like if Rob Liefeld saw Warhammer and said, "Oh, I can do better than this this afternoon."
And then halfway through it was like, man, this is way beyond me. I think I'm going to do it for the first time in my life. I think I'm going to shelve a project. Me, Rob Liefeld. This is too sad for me.
He never gives up on a project.
Rob Liefeld never quits. It's the only time he's ever given up was on Mutant Chronicles. No, I got into this. This hit me before Warhammer. I had no idea what Warhammer was.
That's amazing.
I love that. That's my favorite thing, when you get hit with like the weird ripoff that doesn't make any sense unless you know the original thing, and you're just like,
Yeah.
man, I love this. And then you learn about the original thing, and you're like, that took a lot away from it.
This is more about how young I was. But when Transformers came out, obviously the real deal Transformers were pretty expensive. So we had more GoBots than we did Transformers, I think. But I really remember their Bumblebee ripoff, whatever the hell that guy's name was. We had him, but I thought he was Bumblebee. So like there was genuine confusion for me between GoBots and Transformers. And like I said, it's more to do with how young I was, but also that very, very aptly describes most of my interactions with media growing up.
Following the metaphor, Warhammer 40K would be Transformers. And something else would be GoBots, and Mutant Chronicles would be like the transforming fries you got from McDonald's.
Yes. Yeah.
That seems fair.
The little Looney Tunes superhero toys. Yeah, no, I saw this just randomly. They did, gosh, I don't even know where to begin. So I spotted this as a board game in Toys R Us one year where my dad just set us loose in the store. I'm just like, just write down shit that's like you're interested in. That was how he solved Christmas that year.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. Just, go write down stuff that like you want. So this and Hero Quest wound up on the list too, I believe.
I actually like Hero Quest when
Hero
I was
Quest is
younger,
a dope game.
Yeah.
And that one has also been resurrected recently, I guess probably much more successfully. This sort of weird, stupid game in in Toys R Us is what got me into this wider universe. And then I realized there was a role-playing game, and this sort of hit me. This is like 92, 93. So this hit me right at the same time as Dungeons and Dragons did. But I actually got into this before Dungeons and Dragons. I don't even remember how I got to Dungeons and Dragons. But like I remember this, like Mutant Chronicles, this board game was sort of my gateway into gaming and hobby stores. And like my dad was a big time wargaming nerd, and he still paints models to this day. So he just sort of like kind of threw me in the deep end a little bit by like my brother and I kind of showed an interest in this and like Hero Quest. And then he's like, oh, here's like some role-playing books that are perhaps too advanced for you.
So your dad gave you this terrible Warhammer knockoff while himself being capable
He's not
of
a Warhammer
being
guy.
aware of. Okay.
He must have been aware of Warhammer because he just paints models and he's a wargaming guy. So he must have been aware of Warhammer. But anyhow, they use a lot of the same artists in this property. But like Mutant Chronicles is like the Swedish Maniacs ripoff version of Warhammer 40K, where I think the story was that they were sort of hired, this game company, Heartbreaker or Target Games, was hired to try and develop a 40K role-playing game, and ultimately it didn't go, so they just developed into a spin-off of their Mutant franchise, which people might actually be familiar with that. There's a game that's kind of popular right now called Mutant Year Zero. It's like a little squad-based RPG where part of your party is like an anthropomorphic duck and a pig.
Okay, I've seen that.
That is technically in the Mutant Chronicles universe.
Oh.
That makes sense to me because I played that game because I'm a huge sucker for just anything XCOM related. And I played that game and I was like, yeah, but not this.
I don't like this one, though. I don't like this one.
That's like 90% of XCOM related things. I feel like everyone played XCOM in the early 90s and like, this is the most magical game experience of my entire life.
Yeah.
And then society tried to recreate it for 30 years and just kept failing. And adding ducks did not solve it.
They should have added ducks to the original one.
They tried. We're talking about that right now.
That's true. Yeah. Sorry, I will just keep talking in any direction.
So I want to know. All right, what appealed to you initially? Did you grab the box and like read about it and be like, the rich universe this paints is something I want to get involved in, or was it just like
there was something I like the cyberpunk stuff? I was really into Terminator. I was into both Terminator and Terminator 2, but like I kind of secretly liked the Terminator more. There was just something about the grimy cyberpunkness of it that I really dug. And then also Aliens. It's very Aliens. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of important to me as an 8-year-old.
You might just be a Michael Biehn guy.
Maybe I am just into Michael Biehn. There's a guy on the cover of the initial board game, which is called Siege of the Citadel, that looks not unlike Michael Biehn.
There it is.
If
your dad had gotten you Michael Biehn the board game.
I'm Biehn in a board game. But I think it was just like it was this kind of creepy weirdness, and like it like the Aliens comics too were sort of, I was kind of dipping my toes into around the same time, and they're also kind of like this cyberpunk weirdness that was definitely a little bit too old for me. But I don't know, it just kind of appealed to me as something that was like kind of a darker, gnarlier version of the more, kid-friendly stuff that I had been messing around with up to that point, like X-Men.
When was the point when you realized, okay, but this is totally fucked? Or has that point occurred yet?
Yes and no. It is. I'm so excited to hear people with like no connection to this whatsoever describe it. It's very funny. It's like hearing yourself described for the first time, like if you've never seen a reflective surface. It was when we opened the game.
Like the moment you saw this, you're like, oh, this is fucked.
Very first board game, yeah. the first product in this franchise that I got, we opened it on Christmas and it had like the wrong pieces in it. They gave us like multiple duplicates of certain pieces and not like the right guys. So we had to wrap tape around some of the figures and write which figure was supposed to be who, because they just gave us a bunch of the wrong stuff. And like some of the rules were missing and like misprinted.
Perfect.
And it just kind of all hugged together a little janky. I was too young to realize it that deeply. I just knew that it was fucked, that it didn't have the right pieces in it.
I would say that's metaphor for the entire board game system, yes.
They made this card game based on it called Doom Trooper.
Yes.
And I'm kind of a game systems nerd in that I like to find the little exploits as quick as possible and that type of thing. I find a lot of satisfaction in that. And right off the bat, I clocked this game as like a poorly constructed system because like there's no timing rules, I don't think. And so a card will just say stuff like, yeah, take a fucking turn. And it won't say like after the guy you're playing against does his thing. It's just like, it's plainly obvious that when you play this game, it's going to start so many arguments with your friends. It's just whoever comes down to saying something fastest or screaming the loudest is going to be the best Doom Trooper player in the room.
Doom Trooper is like, it was a trading card game in the mid-90s for the listeners. It was like immensely popular in Europe. It had like a bunch of expansions, and I think only a couple of them actually made it to the States. And some of them, like expansion called like Inquisition or Warzone. If you have like a sealed box of those, like the American or English language version, it's actually a couple $100s. It's genuinely hard to find. But this game like really blew up in Europe and especially in like Poland. And it's also like it's like Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It's notoriously broken. It's like really, in my opinion, and in the opinion of a lot of people in Poland, it's a very fun game, but it is savagely broken. Like you can just get on like one-touch kills or just crazy overpowered cards that you can make them unkillable the same turn you play them. It's just they recently did a digital version of it that's tried to correct that, but
oh, okay, that's good. Yeah, I just feel like a good game designer would catch that sometime in the process. It's like, should a player be able to just win if he gets kind of lucky?
The trading card games were kind of the Wild West still. Like they were still trying to figure out which rules worked and like how, like there were so many different rule types.
Yeah. I think they also like underestimated capitalism. Like I think they're like, oh, they're just going to buy one pack of cards. It's not like they're going to spend $10,000 to get every card. That's silly. That'd be ridiculous. They're 10.
I do have a review and something that Tom sent along of the card game.
Oh, yeah.
Art is rehashed from the RPG, although people unfamiliar with Heartbreaker hobbies will not notice this. Additional, I would have liked to seen different art for soldiers with the same name, as there is no unique attributes associated with these cards. There are not enough cards printed yet, and not many people are playing it. Many different clans for Doom Troopers and Incarnates for the cohorts make this a complex world and difficult to make a deck immediately from the cards. Promotion points are required to win, and very difficult to come by in a 60-card, 25-point game. When you are out of cards, the game is over. Games can be lengthy. Text is not always important to play, but the font is always the same.
That's the only pro?
Perfect review of a Mutant Chronicles product.
He does also say airships are powerful. I think that's maybe a positive. That's nothing. That's I would say the one positive thing he had is that font is always the same.
That is really good.
It's always quite legible. I've got a deck of them right here.
I looked at some of the comics, and I thought,
oh my gosh,
like, whoa, this. I thought it was Glenn Fabry art, who he did the Preacher covers. A lot of people know his work. It is not. It is by a guy named David Fabry, which is very close, like suspiciously close, like someone was trying to trick me, the consumer. Anyway, I took down some sweet quotes from the comic. And it said, well, Jake Kramer, time to kiss your ass goodbye. Just don't make it a long, sloppy one. Sloppy wet one. Sorry, I don't want to misquote. And then Mitch Hunter saves him with a rocket launcher, and he says, Mitch Hunter, a corporate special forces badass for Capital. Right now, he's the sweetest thing I've seen since this morning's first glass of beer. So I'm like, okay, these guys are fucking rad, right? And then later, they're sneaking into a building. So a guard calls Henrik Wolf, who's getting grapes fed to him by two babes in a hotel. And then one of them says, don't answer it, Wolfie. The night is so young. And then the other one says, and so are we. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. And then he says, be quiet. This is important. Wolf here, speak. And then there's a panel of a woman lighting her cigarette holder, but not one of the two we've seen, just a third babe somewhere. And then he says to the phone, 2 intruders climbing the building? Incredible. I'm sorry, ladies, but something more amusing has come up. Please entertain yourselves. I'll rejoin you shortly. And so then he puts on his armor and pretends to be a statue so he can punch Jake Kramer in the face. And then he runs, and Jake Kramer runs away because his gun can't hurt armor. And then he opens a door, and there's a guy at a desk sitting by a red swamp thing. And the gun is pointed right at the door, and he goes, "Good evening, Mr. Kramer, and goodbye." And then Kramer thinks, "Oh, Razid, now I really am dead. To be continued." Okay. I know I'm telling you a lot, but this is a really good story. So you're like, how is Jake Kramer going to get out of this one? So I picked up the next issue. And what he does, he leaves, and he runs the other direction. And then the guy at the desk goes, kill him. And then he thinks, what did I ever do to deserve this? I mean, what have I done lately? I'm not a bad man, really, comparatively speaking. Okay, so I've caused a few hundred deaths in my time. So it's not a very good comic. I'm concerned about the future of Jake Kramer. So I looked him up. The second word in his bio is corpulent, and he has a 2 in mental power. So he's a fat, dumb murderer, and they hung the franchise on him. The comic franchise is all about Jake Kramer. Anyway, I just don't think you should hang.
Invested a lot in Jake Kramer.
A fat, dumb murderer is a bad thing to hang your franchise on. And I'm speaking to you, American Republican Party. Hit that air horn!
That can't be right.
No, but airships are powerful.
Airships are powerful.
I'm concerned for Jake Kramer, though, because, a Razide is a high-level creature. That's pretty formidable. He could be in serious trouble fighting that beast alone.
I figured, because it's for him to say a Razide and not like, oh, this is like Captain Redface or something. I'm like, okay, this is straight up just a thing from the game they pulled.
It's just a monster. Yeah, it might as well have had TM next to its name.
Oh no, an Umber Hulk.
Yeah, you took a lot more from that comic book than I did. All I really remember, I read all 4 issues, is that it's extremely horny for huge ripped women, which, just fine.
Sure. Great taste.
It was a weird choice that the one they were horniest for was the villain Golgotha, who was a 10-foot tall orc-faced woman with huge tits, visible nipples, always splay-legged, and she wears a very skimpy bikini bottom made out of severed human heads.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty revealing to the author's interests, I guess is what you'd say.
That's really all I got out of that one.
They really tell on themselves.
That seems like it's of note.
This may really surprise you guys, and it may really change how you view the game and the people responsible for it, but there are a lot of protruding nipples in the source books.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw basically every woman.
Essentially, yes.
All the time.
Every female character.
And if they're wearing armor, the armor has nipples.
Yeah.
It's nice of them to so that it's not uncomfortable when your nipples protrude. There's a little slot.
You just never stop being horny. That's the key to 90s media.
Definitely 90s grimdark cyberpunk stuff, because that was the other thing about the board game that I forgot, is the one little woman character that you can play as definitely has protruding nipples. Her little miniature does.
I just think if you show this to a woman and say, hey, what do you think of this game? You want to play this with us? And she would say, that's a really horny game, you guys. You know what I mean? I guess, like, a woman sees 70 nipples, she's like, oh, okay, you guys had a boner when you made this. I'm the first girl you've met. I'm in a lot of danger.
It's like No Girls Allowed is written in invisible ink on it.
Yeah, she would see the woman with the skimpy bikini bottom made out of severed human heads, and she'd be like, okay, I understand where this is going.
And then her friends would say, marry him.
But the lady on the front of the board game, the Siege of the Citadel box, looks like Diane Lane from Judge Dredd, so that was really important to 8-year-old Tom.
And that's empowering.
I noticed they did cut all the horniness from the SNES game adaptation.
They did. All the horniness is gone.
Didn't make it through to that one. Okay, that's also called Doom Troopers, that game. That looks like it kicks ass. That's like the one thing I found through all of this where I was just like, fuck yeah, man.
It does kind of whip ass. It's kind of janky and difficult. It's like an action platformer you can play with. It's 1 or 2 players, and you just storm through like a bunch of planets through space, blasting the Dark Legion monsters, and it's really bloody.
You make it sound like it has no story. I actually wrote down the story here. It says, Demnogonus, the dark apostle of disease, has found a home on Venus. You will go in and hand him an eviction notice.
Hell yeah.
That's just the first level, dude. There's so much more.
Yeah, you gotta get past the waterfall of death to Demnogonus's throne of bones.
Where the boss fight is he's this weird little frog man standing on a pile of bones, and he's just vomiting on you. And the room gradually fills with his vomit, so you have to destroy him before you drown.
The ticking vomit clock.
That whips ass.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I loved so much. It just looks like an ultra-violent Contra or Metal Slug kind of thing.
Yeah, it's 100%
with
what it is.
Really, really lovingly rendered gore. And I love this so much because it looked like I didn't play it, I just watched the video. But it looked to me like shooting a guy anywhere on his body will cause his head to pop right off.
Yeah, I appreciated that.
But shooting him in the head will cause his body to explode.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's great. You get little special weapons like a flamethrower and a rocket launcher, just blast these dudes apart. It was rad.
It looks pretty rad.
I couldn't believe that a Super Nintendo game came out. Like that was the thing with Mutant Chronicles, was like I knew it was janky. I'd gotten into it with Siege of the Citadel. My brother and I got the role-playing game, and I tried to play it, but if you happened to read the first edition rulebook that I sent you guys in the supplemental material,
cover
much
to cover.
like that stupid fucking riffs thing you guys were talking about, it takes like 100 pages to get to like the actual here's how you play the game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I thought I was reading it wrong. Like I didn't understand why I couldn't figure out how to play the game. I'm like, I've been reading this book for hours, Dad. This is not a game.
What is it? What is this? It's not a story
What the fuck is
either.
this?
It's just a guy talking about accounting in Hell World. I don't understand why we're doing this.
You got to skip the nipples. If you're trying to get through it all in one day, you got to skip past the...
Yeah, you really got to just, speed read.
That brings up a point. If this seems chaotic, that's because Tom sent us everything Mutant Chronicles has ever done.
That's right. I'm sorry. That was the thread that I was on. Is every little as janky as I knew that it was, it just like little things kept coming out. Like they'd be like, "Here's a Super Nintendo game." I was like, "Well, I guess it's not that janky." It's like, "Here's a card game." I was like, "Well, I guess it is legitimate."
Also, 3 novels and a movie.
Amazing.
I followed that movie. They announced it in like 1993. And when I tell you that I was following the updates on that and the James Cameron Spider-Man movie as religiously as I possibly could without the internet, that's what I was doing. Like any update on either of those movies was like water in the desert. Mutant Chronicles actually came out, so that's one that they've got on Jim Cameron.
And it stars Thomas Jane, Ron Perlman, and John Malkovich, which is way bigger than you would have assumed from this property.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen it. I did not find a copy in time.
Oh, man, you guys should have watched it.
I do have I think it's the IMDb plot synopsis. In the 28th century, 4 rival corporations are in a constant state of war for control of the Earth. During one such battle, an ancient machine is uncovered and reactivated and starts churning out undead mutants.
Fuck yeah.
Sure. Why not?
Gary Oldman read that. He's like, I'm in. Move everything around.
That's what John Malkovich looks
Yeah,
for in his
Malkovich was
roles.
really into it.
While the corporations make plans to abandon the Earth, a strike force led by Major Mitch Hunter, we'll get more about Mitch Hunter soon, and clergyman Brother Samuel embark on a mission to destroy the machine before mutants overrun the planet. That's such a perfect plot synopsis that also belongs on that Super Nintendo game. Like, that's not a movie synopsis. That's the like little scroll that they have before you put a quarter in. You're just like, yeah, that's all I need to know.
It's about all the movie is too. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what appeals to me still about Mutant Chronicles. Like as I've gotten older, obviously I'm now aware of like Warhammer and all of that stuff, and like Warhammer's pretty cool. Like I've gotten more interested in it as I'm older, and they're sort of not taking themselves terribly seriously, I guess. Like it's anyway. The Gonzo stuff is funny to me, but this one really leans more into like the cyberpunk stuff, like the Blade Runner stuff. It's much more about the idea of mega corporations being the new nation states, and those are it's corporations that went out into the solar system and like Capital is the American corporation and it claimed Mars, and the European one claimed Venus, and that stuff about like dealing with the cyberpunk future with monsters dancing around in it is sort of what always appealed to me about it over something like, it's not really the big armor and vehicles and warfare and shit. It's like the grungy kind of evil cyberpunk world that appealed to me about it, and that's kind of still what holds my interest with it, as janky as it is. So anyway,
I like cyberpunk shit a lot too. I've never seen it done quite like this.
Oh, this is trash. Don't get me wrong. I like my trash.
I don't know
though.
that they understand, because like this, as far as I can tell, this is like mostly a '90s thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So that cyberpunk had been really firmly established by then. Like you had a lot to draw from. You had like all of the mainstays of cyberpunk were already there. '90s were like its heyday. So like for you to seemingly not understand what that is and how that works is kind of crazy at that point.
It's incredible.
It's just wild to me how big. Everything I read about this, I'm like, okay, this is just like, clearly this is done by one maniac somewhere toiling, like Riffs was. But then they finally get this movie made, and it was a direct-to-video movie. It sounds terrible, of course, but you get this movie made, and it's fucking Tom Jane and Ron Perlman and John Malkovich in your movie. Like,
it's kind of a real movie.
I looked it up. Yeah. The original plan for this in the mid-'90s, fucking John Carpenter was attached to direct.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
We would have heard of it, probably.
Like Dina De Laurentiis was attached at one point.
Hell yeah.
So I was like, oh man, he's like going to be like an Army of Darkness vibe, when I finally did see the movie, it's bad. It's very bad.
Yeah, I have some reviews here if you'd like to hear a few.
Please. Yeah. It's almost nothing to do with the game too, which is very fun.
It's got a 17% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, it's generous.
So one says, makes one long for the comparatively straightforward incompetence of U-Bowl.
Wow.
Ouch.
Another says, the reason most movies don't include aliens, zombies, weird mysticism, and a lot of sword fighting is that each of those elements takes time to explore and nurture into something compelling. That's such a disappointed professor.
Yeah,
that's like,
seriously. Thanks for the lesson.
It's such a great... You get back on like a 101 writing paper and just like, oh man.
It's like that's like a guy that bullied somebody out of never creative writing again.
Now, I did find this review. It says, it's photogenic people killing mutants before green screens. What more could you ask? Apparently a lot, because the score they gave it was 2.5 stars.
It really...
It
could have been... It could have been like a Dog Soldiers, like, because it sort of has a Doomsday vibe, which is a Neil Marshall film, and it indeed has Sean Pertwee in it. But it really suffered from that mid-aughts, everything kind of looking really dark and gray, everything kind of looking like The Spirit, or like Max Payne.
Oh yeah, Max Payne was real.
That kind of look that like those action movies sort of had for a period in that time.
Yeah, this should have been made in the 80s. Like a machine. There's a machine that makes mutants. That's an 80s movie. That's a beloved 80s movie.
That's an Olivier Gruner movie, though. Not like one we'd know, but something you'd see in the video store and be like, oh yeah, that looks terrible, but awesome.
Yeah, to have hand-painted box art.
Sweet, yeah.
It would be kick-ass.
Be like Forbidden Planet.
If we seem like we're jumping all over the place, it is because Tom sent us everything this company has ever done, and it's a lot.
It is really a lot.
I really didn't have a way to focus it other than that it's just this weird, janky sci-fi cyberpunk franchise from the 90s that's just a obvious Warhammer knockoff. And as Robert was pointing out about how it gets cyberpunk completely wrong, it was also my introduction into cyberpunk.
Nice.
Like, this thing has poisoned the well for so many areas of pop culture.
I'd encourage everyone to look at the cover for the Algaroth source book. It has like a zombie wizard.
Oh, hell yeah.
And he's torturing a screaming prisoner, but everyone is looking right at the camera. So like the prisoner is kind of turned away from him on his knees to like scream at me, the viewer. And I think it's a very funny picture, not because of the torture, obviously, but just like the decisions the artist made.
That artist is Paul Bonner,
Nice.
who does, believe it or not, Warhammer art.
I buy that.
But no, he's a big time like fantasy gaming artist.
Yeah, it's very competently painted. It's just very funny that he's looking right at me like I'm supposed to help him.
Oh, I see. That's a prisoner being tortured.
I'm not coming at you. How dare you?
Oh, you thought it was a sex thing. Yeah.
No.
I could see that.
I'm saying like Paul Bonner is like the one like significant noteworthy artist that they managed to get, and they got him one time in the 90s. And I was to piggyback off of what Robert had pointed out in the Doom Trooper review, where like it reuses a lot of art from the RPG. They have reused every scrap of art that Paul Bonner did for them as many times as they possibly can across every reboot of this franchise, every board game spin-off that they try to do. Like the box art for the Super Nintendo game is just like an ugly smash up of like 5 different Paul Bonner paintings. Like it's like the one dude that it's like the Herb Abrams promotion when he got Andre the Giant for like one show, and then that was it. Like it's like we got Paul Bonner for this one for 6 months in 1992, and by God, we're gonna ride this for the next 30 years. Anyway, that's a painting of the Nephrite Valpurgius tormenting Max Steiner from Bauhaus. It's a very serious event, and how dare you make fun of it?
I love that. That's a real
one of the
thing.
worlds is called Bauhaus, which is
So good.
They just called it Bauhaus. The robot corporation is called Cybertronic.
we got to get the goths interested. Let's name one of the planets Bauhaus.
Let's call it Sculpture Club.
Planet.
I looked in there on how to make a character. I wanted to make a heretic, and I really appreciated like the tables of madness. Like there's a heretic special events, and one of them was powerful fanatic enemy, and all it is just when you roll that one, it's just a maniac wants to destroy you, and you're just being haunted by this person who hates you. But on that same table, you can get evening classes or karate classes, and I thought that was great. Another one was stigmata, so I guess the Christian God is in this world, and then another one was just repulsive. It just says to the player, under any circumstances, you should be repulsive.
Okay, this is what we're doing for the bonus podcast, is we are rolling ourselves a heretic.
Please.
Sweet. Yeah, let's do it. Speaking of, I made characters for you guys.
All right, let's hear them.
Let me hear it.
Okay. I went all the way through y'all's life history, so I'll start with Robert. Robert, your character's name is Robert Sean Leonard. You are Capital. You're a Capital little guy. Your parents were Capital citizens. You grew up in the dough pits. That's on Mars.
The dough pits?
Like baking bread?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Exiled to the dough pits. Everyone's Italian stereotype.
It's a real. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's like this war-torn front where they have to like build like fences around all these citadels that these monsters build. So you grew up on like Monsterburg, on like the border of Monsterburg, in Mars.
Building breadstick defenses.
Yeah, making pizza for monsters.
Yeah,
making a fine pizza.
You actually got technical on the job training, so you were repairing the monster's electricity.
Oh, okay.
That actually turned out to be pretty good for you because you were able to you were a repairman for 6 years after that, which is pretty good. And then during that time, you got yourself a wealthy and generous lover.
Oh,
fantastic! That's all I've ever wanted.
But it inflicted the vulnerable lover trait upon you, which means that you have a tempestuous but wealthy lover. So at any moment, you could say the wrong thing, and that your sugar daddy or sugar mama was going to leave you hanging. So,
and then it's right back up to the dope. It's for this boy.
I like how revealing that is. That's a part of the game. The psychological makeup of the author of this source book. That he's like,
this is the 3rd edition. This is the most recent edition too.
Incredible to think that human relationships work like this.
This is what I love about this game, and what I say when like they seem like they got every part of Cyberpunk wrong is like when it came time to delve into the world, so much of their character building and like all of their lore and like how this is what you're going to play, this is what you're going to do is like, okay, you were a repairman for 6 years. Like, okay. And your girlfriend does not like you. You're like, I have to roll for that?
It's like, you say one wrong thing and it's over.
Yeah, you can fuck up at any time, and this all comes crashing down.
I'm from the fucking dough pits, and I can't do an Italian accent? Like, this sucks.
It gets a little worse. After your 6 years as a repairman, you're unemployed for 2 years, unfortunately.
Did I collect unemployment?
Well, I think you tried to collect unemployment, but unfortunately you suffered a shooting accident while you were unemployed, so now you have the old war wound trait in your right arm.
So sad. It's sadness. It's a deep, abiding sadness all the way down.
You've got bad knee.
But don't worry. You during this time, all the stuff that you learned, you were able to parlay that into talents as an ace pilot with sharp senses.
Oh, that's a swing.
Yeah. You got a modest wardrobe of respectable clothing and a small apartment in the city.
It is wild that any of this could be relevant to any gameplay. Like, it should have crossed their mind while writing this down, like, oh, if anyone's fucking role-playing their outfit for the day in our world, we fucked up.
It occurred to me several times, and it only made me more excited to write it all down. So the next thing that happens to you, Robin, is now you're a celebrity for Capital.
Oh, hell yes. What is this world?
Inspirational story.
You're like an ace pilot? I don't know. Yeah, I was from the dough pits, man.
From the dough pits, I was thinking, oh, okay, this is some fucking despair. These guys are like living on apocalypse. And it's like, no. They have celebrities and
it's got a modest wardrobe.
Yeah.
Do I at least upgrade my modest wardrobe now that I'm a celebrity?
Now you got fashionable clothing. You have 2 assets. That's
Is my
good.
girlfriend finally proud of me? Where do I roll to make my girlfriend proud of me?
You're still vulnerable. You still have a vulnerable lover. Yeah.
She's the one that shot you. I think that accident was her fucking having enough of your bullshit.
You tried to give her a gun, and she knew it was a gift that was really for yourself. Mm-hmm. You also have a lavish apartment now.
Oh, nice. There we go. Come a long way from the dough pits, baby.
Yeah, consequently, you now have the trait big-headed.
I'm big-headed?
You're big-headed now. You got a big head.
Oh.
You forgot where you came from. You forgot about the dough pits.
I forgot about the dough pits. I go back to the dough pits, and I'm like, no dough today, boys. This guy's eating quality meats.
Imagine the role-playing circumstances where that would come up. Like you're in a bar, and you're like trying to get a quest, and one guy's like, you seem like you're a poser, man. You don't remember where you came from. And you're like, you check your character sheet like, oh, shit, they're right.
I forgot I was Robert Sean Leonard from the dough pits. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this up front, but you did have a terrible childhood accident, so you are disabled.
Oh, the whole time I've been disabled. Okay.
You suffer a penalty to movement, but you have a bonus to mental strength because you have a strong will as a result of being disabled. Yeah, it's really inspiring. You have a physique of 12, which is the top level.
Oh, that's not bad. I mean, that's pretty strange for someone with a childhood disability.
I'm not sure how it happens. You're actually like a magnificent physical specimen.
I was going to say that if you get a war wound in your childhood disability, I think that should even it out. Like when you get kicked by a donkey twice.
That's right.
I don't think I'm making sense. I blame the game.
Your signature skills, Robert, you're an ace pilot, you're an ace survivalist, and you're an ace athletics. So you're like a really nimble gymnast you're like Bear Grylls who can fly the shit out of a plane or a spaceship because we're in the future.
But in a wheelchair.
But in a wheelchair.
In a wheelchair because of your polio.
And with a real fickle girlfriend.
Yes.
A fickle rich girlfriend. You are also rich and famous.
And you think you're so fucking cool.
And that's you. Let me see. You have a shiny Capital belt buckle.
Gotta love it.
You have an office in the city.
Did you roll something and get belt buckle?
No, yeah, genuinely belt buckle. Yeah, that was something that he got.
Yeah, I think that comes with being from the dough pits. You get a belt buckle.
A lot of souvenir shops down there. You also have a B&E kit.
Nowhere in that.
You earned that B&E kit.
When you like go through the process and you get your character, you're supposed to be excited to like see the adventures that guy goes on. Mm-hmm. Where it's like,
you don't want to see what this guy does.
That's a guy I don't follow on TikTok. Like, this guy keeps showing up in my algorithm. I got
Belt buckle guy.
You're 29 years old, by the way. Now.
always talk about his shiny Capital belt buckle. Like, I guess he's selling those? I don't know. His girlfriend sucks.
Okay, so Sean. Sean, okay, here's your character. Your character is Sean Robert Leonard.
Oh, we're brothers.
You are a criminal.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You're a criminal.
He's the one who has a B&E kit.
Honestly. Your family is White Star. That means your family is the Russian corporation who is still on Earth. Still on Earth. Still on poisoned, dead Earth.
And they got some controversial views about minorities.
I'm sure they probably do. If you guys played the game Metro, it's the game Metro. You are working lower class.
Okay.
But don't worry. You were saved by the teenage draft.
Saved.
Is the word
I think some propagandists might have written this source book.
So from the teenage draft, you went into the military for 3 years.
Bought a Dodge Challenger. That perk comes with the Dodge Challenger, right?
You grew up on a Luna monitoring station. I'm sorry. I should have mentioned that. So you're very moon acquainted. Something your family did haunts you.
Yeah, there's that family. I knew it. I knew they had some opinions about the minorities back on Earth.
Yeah, so you have the trait infamous.
Oh.
The way the book describes this trait is guards know you by name.
Oh, shit.
But don't worry, while you were in the draft and training for your military career, you were remembered in a relative's will.
Oh,
okay.
Well, that's nice.
But I need to
plus
spend
2 assets when you turn
the
20.
night in a haunted house to get it?
I think you need to spend the night and $1 billion in 30 days.
And that also comes with a Dodge Challenger. You got 2 Dodge Challengers now.
Hell yes. God, they should totally make a Brewster's Millions role-playing system.
That would be pretty rad.
It's kind of where you're going.
I feel like that's a lot more interesting than this, by far. Absolutely.
Well, you haven't heard the part where you're an experimental subject.
Did I get a cool, mutant trait?
You're an experimental subject for the military, yeah. So you got an additional talent. I made you like a close combat, like a ninja. Like you were experimented on and made into a shadow. Basically, you can melt into the shadows.
That's actually pretty cool.
Teenage experiment racist ninja?
Sounds like most ninjas.
But unfortunately, you get space sickness as a result.
Okay.
So you have to get regular injections
Of space.
from the military
Oh, okay.
of space drugs.
Because you're allergic to space.
Right. I think you'll just permanently turn into a shadow. It's not clear.
Okay.
Here's the cool part. You found evidence of espionage between White Star and Mishima. And either will grant you one favor for it.
Okay.
Just one favor?
Do I choose that now, or did you already choose that during the creation process?
I didn't choose that. That's for you to choose. That's for you to choose when you take
John?
when you take Sean Robert Leonard on an adventure.
John, can I suggest a favor?
Yeah.
3rd Dodge Challenger.
Does it count as 2 favors if there's a couple of babes in that 3rd Dodge Challenger?
Try to keep them out of it, my friend.
Mutant Chronicles, visible nipple babes.
It's Golgotha's in the car.
I want braless Golgoth. That's my favor. White Star, I caught some spies. Here's what I want in exchange for their information.
Give me the 6-armed titty monster.
Braless Golgoth, just for one night. Part of my demands will be sung to you. Give me that braless Golgoth, just for one night. Officially submitted. Sean Robert Leonard.
As you were embarking on your career as a Doom Trooper, you were able to segue your military career into a Doom Trooper. So not doing bad, not doing too bad for a criminal. For a criminal who was drafted from the moon.
Sometimes turns into a shadow.
Yeah, a moon criminal.
He's no TikTok doughboy, though.
That's true. But I tell you what did happen is you were one of the only survivors of a shipwreck, and you were stranded for 1 year.
Okay.
So you got yellow jacketed.
All right. So I have a Wilson that I need to snuggle for 40 minutes every day.
Your traits are you're infamous, you're an experimental subject, and you get space sickness.
I had to have had space sickness while I was stranded for a year, right?
Yeah, man, that must have been horrible for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's all stuff you can work into the rich tapestry of your character.
How many moderately priced outfits do I have? This is a really incomplete character.
You have several sets of military dog tags.
Okay.
Just that's all you need.
Very specifically.
That's all I wear.
Several sets of military dog tags.
I wear them on my neck, arms like the Ultimate Warrior, and cock.
You have a lot of costumes, actually. You have basic well-worn clothing. You have a pair of light military shoulder pads. You have a pair of regular military shoulder pads.
Oh.
You have a pair of military fatigues. Sean, you get any suit of armor you want as a Doom Trooper, as a representative of the cartel of humanity's fight against the Dark Legion. Any suit of armor you want.
You know what I'm going to say.
I feel like I have two sets of shoulder pads. I want to be a shoulder specialist. I know Brockway wants me to get the Dodge Challenger armor.
Hell yeah.
What I want them to do is saw that in half and put each of them on my shoulders.
I think they can do that. Yeah, that could be your armor.
That's my request.
We'll go ahead and say that's a soak of 2.
I'm sorry, like as in the Mormon usage?
I'm just going to lay under my Dodge Challenger.
And it moves around.
You insert a Nephirite's blade and just let it soak in your body.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's what the Mormons believe. Word for word.
No, it's what this weird pervert's game calls armor. It calls it soak. It always sounded sexual to me.
Yeah.
You also have a small suburban apartment in the quiet part of town.
It's fucking crazy that this universe has a quiet part of town. Like, what's the point of the aliens and lasers if, like, you could just go to the suburbs and be a repairman?
You have a suburban apartment in the quiet part of the moon.
The quiet part of the moon.
The suburb of the moon.
It's my favorite jazz album.
And they're very like Ernest Cline about Luna City. They're like, you guys remember Blade Runner? It's the city from Blade Runner.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like there's A, no suburban part of town, and B, no quiet part of town.
The suburb of Blade Runner. You gotta live on a cul-de-sac outside of Blade Runner town.
You're like the chubby guys in WALL-E. My character sucks.
You're very strong. You have a 10 in strength. It's not Robert's 12 physique. You have a 10 physique.
Okay. On the moon that's pretty good.
So you're pretty strong.
The low gravity of the moon, that's a fucking...
You're more of a ranged guy. Your signature skills were ranged weapons, heavy weapons, and close combat. So you're just a...
Oh man, I'm lethal.
You're a weapon.
Any distance.
Whereas I have a nice sweater.
You're an ace pilot.
I rolled to invite Brockway over to my nice, quiet suburban home in his nice sweater. And we will, we'll watch the game. Watch the moon game.
Carefully as a vulnerable lover.
I rolled to watch the moon game.
This is what I'm saying. This is like, you're supposed to be excited to get to see where that guy's story goes. But there's almost... I'm worried people are thinking maybe you're cherry picking, which you can do. You can cherry pick the most ridiculous or boring or whatever.
I read every single thing on these character sheets.
Yes.
Except the actual numbers of like your attributes. I didn't read like out each of your... I should do that actually so everybody knows what the different attributes are in the game.
And did you make these by like picking things or did you just... Are these totally random rolls?
Everybody starts at 5 for each attribute.
Okay.
And then it's just a series of random rolls that takes you through your life. You have like points you can spend to sort of manipulate in either direction, but I didn't really do that because I just wanted to see how, wanted to throw you guys to the fates.
Oh no, my question is like when all these backstory things, like my quiet suburban home, is that something you rolled?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Every shred of this is something I rolled.
Oh, that's fucking crazy.
None of this was my own words.
This is how you make a character. And like, it's this way for everything. I in the first edition source book, they gave right up front, very, very prominently up front, as though to tempt the players, like, look at what you could do. They gave 2 different options for a guy named Michael McBride. Did you guys see that one?
No.
And so these are their characters that like, these are the pre-built characters. And like, these are 2 options to illustrate to you, the player, like the wildly different lives that you can lead and the adventures you can go on. So you can be freelancer Michael McBride. And then this is a little bit from freelancer Michael McBride's point of view, talking about like his character. He goes, "Someone said I represent the average guy among the freelancers, which doesn't feel very comforting. Right now I'm working on the Frazzetti case. One day Axel Thorpe of the ISC dropped a note in the mail slot, briefing me about what's going on in my old neighborhood. He also gave me Martin and Bentoni, 2 dishonorables, and told us to nose around. And what the heck? You gotta pay bills. We would get enough dough to make it through the next few months and maybe even a bonus. For this mission, I used the Bauhaus shoulder pads, light and flexible. Capital fatigue pants and a pair of M13 bolters. The end of freelancer Michael McBride. That's the kind of guy you can be.
I'm glad you read that because the gun is called a bolter in Mutant Chronicles, and I'm sure any Warhammer fan or anybody who's even familiar with the game Bolt Gun knows that it's a fucking bolt gun in Warhammer. So it's just right there.
It's a bolter.
Yep.
I like that they called out his shoulder pads, his special shoulder pads that he can use. And also, he's an average guy, and he's going to do this for a paycheck is one way. Okay, but the other way, you could be Sergeant Michael McBride. My name? I'm Michael McBride. Friends call me Mike. I'm 29. I live in a decent 2-room condo in Central Luna. I have no family, at least not that I know of. And right now I'm making my living out of odd jobs in the security business, mainly for the ISC.
My name tag says Michael McBride, but people in my work call me Mike McBride.
They don't usually call me at all. A while ago, I made the headlines and appeared a couple of times on the news, but nowadays I'm hardly recognized on the streets anymore, which is just as well. You get the picture.
I was in the newspaper once. That's my RPG backstory.
But people don't remember that anymore. You get the picture. That's me at the peak of my career. Pretty cool guy, huh?
He looks like he sucks too. Like even in 1993, looking at that picture of Michael McBride, it's like, oh, I don't want to be him.
No, you don't want to be that guy. And so he says about the picture, in my picture, as though it's a dating profile, I wear a heavy assault combat armor Mark III with Venusian camo, a Mark 43 intruder assault rifle plus an aggressor, and of course, the blood beret. He is not, or wait, no, he's the top guy. He is wearing the blood beret. You see the stripes on my right shoulder? They're my sergeant stripes.
You get it.
Another one of their spin-off board games was called Blood Berets, and it was a small squad-based tactical sort of dungeon crawl game for 2 players. And that was another introduction to the world of broken media for me, because that one, the rules are flatly broken. And that was the first time I'd ever encountered that, where it's just the game does not function. Like, that's how broken the rules are. That was the first time I ever encountered that. I was like, oh, you can just buy a game that just doesn't fucking work.
They didn't do a good job. It wasn't done.
Incredible.
What a world. This is what it looks like when you don't abandon a project, Rob Liefeld.
Einstein, 100, Frankfurt. Einstein, 100, Frankfurt. Unser Podcast genau. Und mit maximalen Schau. Dogg Frankfurt Podcast. Korrekt. Ja. Der Kraft ist nicht ohne. Schick die in die Hundezone. 4 eine Stunde. Komm schon, du kennst die Nummer.